Evening, everyone. It's Shay from Grassroots Football Adventures. Just thought I'd do a post match video because we've got home now. We got the coach back, got a taxi back. It's been a long day, tiring day. Sporting Khalsa 3, Linnets 1. Really, really disappointed. Was really optimistic when we left this morning. Like I knew, you say you can't take any team lightly, and knew we'd have to turn up to win. But after the run we've had, apart from the Staley Bridge game, especially the last two games with the scoring 9 goals in the last two games. I know we were at home, but we kind of I was really optimistic on the coach, but yeah, it was poor, and fair play to Cows that they deserved the win. We missed a couple of big chances second half, but yeah, we couldn't defend today. We were absolutely dreadful, and I saw. Also listened to Brad's interview just now, and he said you can't miss some big chances, and he said first half especially were really poor and we were not good. So that's what obviously I don't expect any different from Brad. He's always comes out, he's 100% honest, and although never like losing, at least when we lose, I always know that he's going to come out and he's just going to be brutally honest. He won't sugarcoat anything, and he won't make excuses or go, oh well, the referee didn't give us any decisions like we did. I'll get onto the game. Obviously, a minute or two. There was a few things that went on. Like the place was nice. The ground, it was really nice. Club Cows that we had some food in there was sort of like a bar at the front, but it was kind of odd because there was a bar, and then to get in the ground you had to go out and then go round like a corner to actually get through the turnstile. So no, very good club at £10 to get in each. Really, very reasonably priced, and it's just a nice club, and wish the club the best. Going forward. It was very, very cold today as well. I was absolutely freezing. I had a couple of coats. I left my big one here because I didn't kind of want it on the coach, because I know when I'm trying to put it on the overhead thing, it's quite a big bulky coat. So I took when it's hoodie and another jacket that only just fits me now because I'm a lot fatter than I used to be. But yeah, we would obviously, it was first half that killed us, really. Very poor first half. I don't think we had we basically, the Linnets went to kick one end, but we all gone the other end, but we just stayed at the other end, so it's always not as hard to see, but we did. I think it was about 15 minutes or just before Khalsa scored a broke shot from outside the box, scored. No one closed the player down, and then we did. Well, we thought we'd equalise. We got a corner, and Pete Wiley headed in, and the linesman flagged for something, and we thought, well, hang on, it can't be offside because you can't be offside from a corner. The referee went to speak to the linesman, but the goal got disallowed, and I have no idea what for. I don't know whether it should or shouldn't have been disallowed. I heard maybe one of our players might have had hold of the shirt of one of theirs, but I couldn't see from our end. I saw Heat Wiley head it in, but from where we stood, it looked harsh to disallow it, and it wouldn't surprise me in the slightest if it shouldn't have been disallowed. And yeah, it could have. You never know. At that point, it could have changed the course of the game. But besides that, we were poor. There's no excusing the defending. So today, so we went in 1-0 down. We could have been 2 or 3 down because there was a couple of nervy moments near the end of the first half. So we went in 1-0 down. Brad made a change. Who did he bring off? He brought off, was it Jax Welsh? I know he brought on a half-time sub, and then he did a triple substitution after about 5 minutes or so, second half. So usually that kind of was quite telling that he was made nearly all the subs with half the game left. It was definitely really disappointing. We were better second half. We were better, but we had a couple of big chances to miss. I know if you watched my video, I think when Lewis Doyle missed what I really thought was a massive chance, I think I was like, for God's sake. Just summed up, I think, the day really. The keeper, fair play, was a good keeper. Khalsa one that made some good saves, but a couple of them, they were just like right down the middle, straight at him, and there's nothing worse when you kick a tame shot straight at the keeper or you don't hit it either side of him. But yeah, it's disappointing. The disappointing thing is all the teams around us won today, but obviously you can't control that, but it's just odds law that they've gone and won, and we've lost today. Big game, two big games, Tuesday, Clitheroe, and Friday against Coles, Athens Collie's at home, both at home. I don't like to say we've got to win both of them, but we really, really, if we don't, I don't want to put pressure on players of the club, but considering we've got pretty much a fully fit squad, if Joe Ferguson and Sean Miller are back by the Coles game, we'll have everyone, and with the addition of James Steele, who came on, he played, I think he did quite well for his first start. We need to win them. I say that every game, but I would be disappointed if we didn't win them both, considering we've still got games in hand. I think if we did, this game, as frustrating and disappointing it is, it will, a bit like the Stevenage one, it won't impact us too much. We will go back into the playoffs if we win them both, but that's a big if. It's Cows are fair play to them. They deserve the win. It was not a very good away day today, unfortunately. Weather was bitterly cold. I do like the cold, but I mean, I was that cold half time. I went to get me and Candy a cup of tea because we needed something hot because it was just freezing. I thought I cannot drink beer or anything cold outside in this weather. I thought I'm gonna freeze. Yeah, bit of a long coach trip as well. About an hour 20, hour 30 minutes. We left just after 12. Didn't stop on the way. We need to stop on the way back at the services, Keel services, for 20 minutes. And then we got back around 7, 8 o'clock. So yeah, it's I was a couple of them on the coach, and one of them is like where he said, so it's the worst when we lose like long away games because then you've lost, and then you've got a long, not long. I know some fans travel for 5, 6, 7 hours just to watch the teams, but yeah, it's always worse when you lose it away and you've got like quite a lengthy journey back. You just think, oh god. That's the 4th defeat in the league, which again, if someone had said, like, would you take like 4 defeats in the first half of the season and win more than half, I'd say yeah, definitely I would have taken that. No one ever wants to lose anyway. I would have taken that considering what we had to put up with last season. But yeah, we need to bounce back. We've got to win Tuesday, got to win Friday. Well, I say got to as before, but if we don't, then there'll be concerns. But yeah, as I said before, I'll take finishing 5th now. I just don't think we're not consistent enough to top the table. Breck won, I think they were 2-1 behind. They come back to win. So even though they had a bit of not a bad spell, only won 1 in 5, they've won again, and they look like they're going to be probably winning the league. But yeah, I'd take 5th now if we can finish there end of the season. It's it's definitely a frustrating one, but the thing is, when we lose games now, I used to I think everyone got angry last season because of how bad everything was, but I try to be a bit more like lose and go, yeah, I don't like it, disappointing, but try to be a bit more calmer. But I think it's only the 4th defeat we've had, so it's not like we've been losing like every game or like as often as we did last season. 2 home games, Tuesday, Friday, so they're not going to be able to get a training session in this and now. And I think another thing that disappointed me today was we didn't play Tuesday because they called off the game on Tuesday against Breck, because apparently they thought there was going to be really bad weather. Someone said it was waterlogged pitch, but being a hybrid pitch, it drains quite fast, and there was no rain after 1:30. So I don't think it was waterlogged at all. I don't know why that got called off, but means we had a week to prepare for this one. We had a week's rest, so we can't use like tiredness or anything or that. We had a whole week, and it's a weekend game, so sometimes as people weekday ones can be some of the more difficult for certain people because they've got to work and then go to a stadium. Imagine if you had to work in the week and then play at night. I can imagine that would be tougher because you're already tired. But yeah, you say first half killed us really. You can win games of football by being behind at half time going out, but you make it a lot more difficult for yourself. You don't want to be putting yourself in too often in a position where you've got to come from behind to win. Sometimes you've got to start on the front foot and end on the front foot. You've got to be good in both halves. All right, there's like a lot of games you can be spells in the game where you can be a bit poor or the other team's on top, but you can't go through a whole half be poor and then always be like, oh, it's okay, we'll get it back second half. Like, so they could have been a couple goals up half time, maybe 3, but they were 1. I was still optimistic because of the Newcastle and the Congleton game when we were behind, and then we got pegged back by Congleton. I was confident. I said, I think we'll get chances. We did, we just didn't take them, and it was almost like if you'd been at that first half, I don't think we'd have lost the game. I dare say we'd have won it, but we didn't start well, and I think it took for the subs. Markel Folds come on. The new player James Steele came on. Oscar Rosenblatt came on late on. Naeem came on. They did make a difference, but it was just, I think, damage was done in the first half, really. Hope we still didn't have Sean Miller or Joe Ferguson. I'd say apparently they'll be. I spoke to Sean the other week before the Congleton game, Clubhouse. He said Cole's game he should be back for, and heard that Joe will hopefully be back for that game as well. So it'd be great to have them back, and then fingers crossed we won't get any more injuries to anyone. I hope not. It was not a good game today. So yeah, down in ninth place, but as you say, we've got 2 and 3 games in hand on certain teams because we had yet another game cancelled Tuesday. So, and that was actually a game. That game Tuesday was meant to be scheduled for one of our games in hand. So the teams didn't play, and it's typical. It ended up getting fucking cancelled, and we're going to play it in 27th of Jan. This is the thing, but these postponed games, I wouldn't mind if they rearranged it for like a few days later or the following week. I know it's easier said than done, but when it's like a whole month later, oh, for fuck's sake, gotta wait a bloody month. If it's like the Chase Town game, we have to wait till the home. I think we've got to wait till the new year to play that. It's like ages away. It's like because that was our flash floods were happening just before kick-off, and obviously there's no way that could have gone ahead. I just kind of want to get sometimes I don't want to wish the season away because I know there'll be some good away days hopefully coming up, and there'll be some good matches, but I just kind of almost want to get to March, April just to know where we'll be, whether we do finish in the playoffs, whether we don't, because then that's when we'll know. But yeah, defo take 5th spot now, but we're 19 games. Once we've played 21, we'll be halfway through exactly. So there's 42 games now. It used to be 38, but with the addition of an extra 2, is it an extra 2 teams? 18. Yeah, there's 22 teams. Yeah, I'll just stop there for a minute. Think about that. Yeah. Obviously, when we get into the second half of the season, that will be massively important because obviously the closer you get to, the end of the season, the more you start to get an idea where teams are going to finish. But yeah, Brad, as he's spot on as always, his interview said poor first half, and it's good to have. Well, but as I said, the games what he's done has been brilliant. But when we have lost games, it's good that he's brutally honest and pulls no punches, but he does it in a respectful way. He doesn't throw players or people under the bus or anything. He's honest, but he's kind of, he doesn't go over the top with his criticism. So yeah, a quick turnaround Tuesday. In a way, I'm glad we've got a quick turnaround because it means we've only got a couple of days really to mull this over this result. Obviously, it's not one we won't dwell on it for too long, but yeah, always a good thing when you've got a game a few days later, because if we win Tuesday, everyone will be be pleased with the response. It's just it's a tough league. Sometimes it's easy to think non-league football like this be like step 8. You think, oh yeah, you only have to be half decent and you'll beat everyone, but it's not. There's a lot of good teams, a lot of good players, at all levels, and it's really difficult. It really is. It's hard to get out of that league. Well, not especially this one, the Northern Premier League Division 1 West. It's really hard, and there's only one automatic spot, so it's makes it even harder because in most leagues it's the top 2 or even 3 in some to go up, but non-league, a lot of leagues it's there's only 2 teams in total can go up, and one of them has to go up through playoffs. So yeah, I think when I first started watching Linnets, I kind of thought, oh yeah, if we're half decent, we'll just beat everyone else and be miles better. But it's not the case. A lot of good teams, and really, it is tough. But yeah, I'm just gonna touch on. Now I'm getting on a bit long with this video. I'm gonna touch on something. I was talking on the coach with some fans on the way back, and they were discussing whether, like, if we did go up, how we'd do in the division above, and it's kind of like you don't know, but consensus was we might just come straight back down, and we'd need, you know, um, maybe some kind of, like, as you say, being fan owned is really, really good, and yeah, there's pros and cons to that, um, I was going to say pros and cons to fan owned, and pros and cons to having like an owner who puts money in. So the consensus was maybe if we had someone that would maybe in the future take over the Linnets, we might be able to like rise up the leagues, but you don't know that. And I know I said I think last year I said, oh, we need to stop being fan owned, and then I had to think about that, and I thought maybe I'm wrong on that. I was a little bit frustrated, and I like being fan owned, but as you say, sometimes it does make you think. If you're fan owned, it's great, but will you kind of stay in and around this level? For the foreseeable, you might get the odd promotion, but because you see some clubs, that money isn't everything, no. But you look at like so Macclesfield. I know the old club went bust, and I know they're in the National League North now, and they've got like a local businessman who took over, and yeah, they put quite a bit of money in, and they've done that, and you see some of the clubs, even at this level, like Khalsa's ground was, it had a lot of investment, and Hensford, that's another one, they've gone up. I know they've had a lot of money put in them. I know they're in their top of the division they're in now. Is it Northern Premier League Premier Division? But there's pros and cons to both. Like it's I like fans being owned by the clubs because in a way it means no dodgy owner can come in and like wreck the club or put them in debt and that. So that is good. But then again, if you have someone who ejects a lot of money in, you can kind of help the club grow, and it might almost not say guarantee a promotion, but it can really give you an advantage. But it's I think next few years at least, I don't think we should go in the direction of stop being fan owned. I think we really need to push to get promotion best we can. If we could just about do it, maybe then we can see how we'd fare in the division above, and if we really did struggle or come straight back down, then you could maybe think about the direction of the club, whether they stay a fan owned club, because but yeah, everyone wants promotion more than anything, but we'll just have to see. It's the end of the season, and maybe I don't want to say luck, because whoever goes up deserves to go up, but if we could just like obviously the previous playoff defeats we've had were tough to swallow, especially the final ones, but if we could just somehow get over the line, it means, of course, it means so much to everyone connected with the club, and any promotion at any level is brilliant. It's just, we'll have to see come the end of the season. Yeah, but who knows, maybe we will make the playoffs, maybe won't. It's always a big if, but we are in a lot better position this season, and days like today they're disappointing, they're frustrating, but it's, you say, it's how you react to them as well, and we know we've still got games in hand, so we're still in a good position. So I'm thankful we're in a good position still, but we've got to be better than we have today, and we can't afford to keep having poor performances. And I know you can't always be at your best, no team can always be at the best, but the ones that say that, so the teams that are successful compared to the ones that are not, the ones who win when they don't play well, finding ways to win. But yeah, we'll see how we get on Tuesday. Fingers crossed we will be much better. Hopefully by the Coles game we'll have no injuries and everyone will be fully fit. So we need a big reaction Tuesday. We really do. And then Friday, only having 2 days rest won't be easy. But again, we've got to turn up for them as always. So right, I think I'll leave that there. I'm getting tired now. I might go to bed shortly. You're exhausted all week. Oh God. Oh God, to be out of that cold. It was Baltic out there today. It's freezing. Right, she is whoever's there Tuesday. Fingers crossed we'll get a much better result Tuesday and Friday, and then hopefully today hasn't done too much damage. Okay, take care everyone. I'll see you Tuesday. Bye.